The acronym LGBTQ+ stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, and the plus sign encompasses other diverse sexual orientations and gender identities, such as asexual, pansexual, intersex, and many more. It serves as an umbrella term for individuals whose sexual orientation or gender identity differs from heterosexual or cisgender norms. Lesbian refers to women who are primarily emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to other women. Gay typically refers to men who are primarily emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to other men, though it can also be used as a broader term for homosexual individuals. Bisexual describes individuals who are emotionally, romantically, or sexually attracted to both men and women, or to people of more than one gender. Transgender refers to people whose gender identity differs from the sex they were assigned at birth. For example, a person assigned male at birth who identifies as a woman is transgender. Queer is an umbrella term that some LGBTQ+ individuals use to describe themselves, often to express identities that are not exclusively heterosexual or cisgender. Historically, it was used as a derogatory slur, but it has been reclaimed by many within the community. Questioning refers to individuals who are exploring their sexual orientation or gender identity. The plus acknowledges the vast spectrum of identities not explicitly covered by the initial letters, promoting inclusivity for all non-cisgender and non-heterosexual identities. The views of Pope Leo XIV on the LGBTQ+ community, while rooted in traditional Catholic doctrine, stand in distinct contrast to the more open and pastoral approach taken by his predecessor, Pope Francis. Pope Leo XIV's perspective is firmly aligned with established church teachings that define marriage as a union exclusively between a man and a woman. Before his election to the papacy in May 2025, he publicly stated in 2012 that a homosexual lifestyle is at odds with the gospel. He also expressed concern about how same-sex couples and their adopted children are so benignly and sympathetically portrayed in television programs and cinema, viewing it as a distortion of religious and ethical reality. In his inaugural address as Pope, he reaffirmed the family as being founded upon the stable union between a man and a woman. He has also opposed the teaching of gender ideology in schools, arguing that it creates genders that don't exist and harms families. His stance reflects a strong emphasis on traditional doctrine and a call for the Church to counter perceived cultural shifts that diverge from its teachings. Pope Francis, during his papacy from 2013 to 2025, marked a significant shift in tone and approach towards the LGBTQ+ community. While he did not change the Church's core doctrine that defines marriage as between a man and a woman and considers homosexual acts to be sinful, his emphasis was consistently on welcome, compassion, and non-judgment. Famously, when asked about gay priests, he replied, "Who am I to judge?" This statement became a hallmark of his pontificate, signaling a more inclusive attitude. Francis also made significant gestures that demonstrated his desire for greater acceptance. He stated that being homosexual is not a crime, and urged bishops to treat LGBTQ+ individuals with tenderness. Furthermore, he approved blessings for same-sex couples, provided they do not resemble marriage vows, a move that stirred considerable debate within the Church. He also affirmed that transgender individuals could be baptized and serve as godparents under certain circumstances. His consistent message was that everyone is loved by God and should be welcomed into the Church. In essence, the difference lies in emphasis and pastoral approach. Pope Leo XIV, while upholding the dignity of every person as a creature willed and loved by God, appears to prioritize a strict adherence to doctrinal definitions of marriage and sexuality, expressing concern about cultural influences that contradict these teachings. Pope Francis, on the other hand, focused on extending pastoral charity, promoting inclusion, and fostering a sense of belonging for LGBTQ+ individuals within the Church, even while maintaining traditional doctrinal positions on the nature of marriage and the sinfulness of homosexual acts. The contrast is one of a more rigid doctrinal emphasis versus a more compassionate and welcoming pastoral outreach. The phrase intrinsically disordered, when used in connection with the LGBTQ+ community by Pope Leo XIV, or indeed by the Catholic Church in general, refers to the Church's long-standing doctrinal teaching on homosexual acts. It's a key theological concept that differentiates between a person's sexual orientation and specific sexual actions. Here's a breakdown of what it means. Intrinsically disordered does not refer to the person themselves as disordered. The Church teaches that all individuals, regardless of their sexual orientation, are created in the image and likeness of God and possess inherent dignity. Instead, the phrase applies to homosexual acts. From the Catholic Church's perspective, these acts are considered intrinsically disordered, because they are seen as not fulfilling the dual purposes of sexual intercourse as understood within Catholic theology. Procreative means openness to the possibility of creating new life. Unitive means expressing complete self-giving in a marital union between a man and a woman. Since homosexual acts, by their nature, cannot be procreative, and because the Church defines marriage exclusively as a union between a man and a woman, these acts are deemed to be outside the moral order established by God. Therefore, they are disordered in relation to the divine plan for human sexuality. Pope Leo XIV, in his statements, has consistently reaffirmed this traditional teaching. For example, he has reiterated that homosexual acts are considered intrinsically disordered within Church teachings, even while emphasizing that LGBTQ+ Catholics are welcome in the Church. His comments reflect a commitment to upholding the established doctrinal positions of the Catholic Church regarding sexual morality. It's important to note that this terminology is a source of significant pain and alienation for many LGBTQ+ Catholics and allies, who view it as deeply hurtful and discriminatory, regardless of the Church's stated intention to separate the act from the person. The LGBTQ+ community is a diverse and resilient part of the global human fabric, seeking dignity, respect, and equality, and contributing to the richness of human experience worldwide. Let us dive into the various aspects of this community. 1. Diversity within the community. The LGBTQ+ acronym itself highlights the vast diversity of experiences and identities. Each letter represents a distinct identity, and within each category there is further diversity in terms of race, ethnicity, religion, socioeconomic status, and personal experiences. There is no single LGBTQ+ experience. 2. Identity versus behavior. It's crucial to distinguish between sexual orientation, who a person is attracted to, and sexual behavior, and between gender identity, one's internal sense of being male, female, both or neither, and gender expression, how one outwardly presents their gender. These are complex and deeply personal aspects of identity. 3. Experiences of discrimination and resilience. Historically and in many places today, LGBTQ+ individuals face significant discrimination, prejudice, and violence. This can manifest in various forms, including social exclusion, employment discrimination, housing discrimination, bullying, and hate crimes. Despite these challenges, the community has demonstrated remarkable resilience, forming strong support networks, advocating for their rights, and celebrating their identities. 4. Mental health disparities. Due to societal stigma and discrimination, LGBTQ+ individuals often experience higher rates of mental health challenges, such as depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation, compared to their heterosexual and cisgender peers. Access to affirming healthcare and supportive environments is crucial for their well-being. 5. Advocacy for equality. A central aspect of the LGBTQ+ movement is the pursuit of equal rights and protections under the law, as well as broader societal acceptance and understanding. This includes advocating for marriage equality, anti-discrimination laws, protections for transgender individuals, and an end to violence and criminalization based on sexual orientation or gender identity. 6. Cultural contributions. LGBTQ+ individuals have made and continue to make significant contributions across all fields of human endeavor, including arts, science, politics, and business. Their unique perspectives and experiences enrich society as a whole.